Welcome everyone. Lance Scurv here. Wow, today has been a beautiful day in Ghana. Relaxing, peaceful, and I did exactly what I wanted to do. This is the time of life that I dreamed of, although every moment of my life, up and down, has been a gain, it's been a learning experience, and it's made me better. And it brought me to this moment where now, from all the challenges that I had to face, it's made me so strong and so perceptive that I'm cutting through life like a hot knife through butter effortlessly. If you don't if you don't believe where I am enjoying myself on my middle balcony. On my middle balcony. And a thought hit me that so many of us, we don't realize where our blip is on the radar screen. Meaning that the time of life that we're in, we need to acknowledge it. And it doesn't mean as you get older, you have to get old. Because for me, I'm going just as hard as ever in the areas where I can go hard. I'm not delusional. I'm not lying to myself. And I see so many individuals who have not matured and grown to know where they really stand in life, to know what time it really is. You know, when you prepare a meal, you have family coming over and you have various types of cuisine. You might have chicken, you might have potatoes, you might have some type of greens, whatever it may be, cornbread, I don't know. But when you make the salad, you don't make the salad when you're taking the chicken out of the freezer if it was in the freezer because it would be too soggy. You don't start boiling the potatoes before you start cooking the chicken. You can, but you're going to have to put it up. It's going to be done much earlier. I'm saying this to say that everything has a time. Everything has to fall in a certain sequence. You see? And most of us don't realize this in our lives. It's women and men, not all, but some. And like I always like to say, too many. But this is what it is. Men, we play too many stupid man games, unnecessary, ego driven, immature, pissing contest, man games. And my life is not to be on the opposing end of your insecurities. We have a lot of men out here who still want to prove something to themselves. They want to prove a lot of things to themselves that weren't taken care of in their younger years, which should have been. Little blue pills, man. As old as you are, it's not because you really want to do what you say you want to do with that young girl. It's because you're trying to prove something to yourself that you still got it and you don't have it no more. You know what I mean? I'm not saying sit down and be old or sit down and not enjoy yourself if you're able to in that way, in a balanced way, with a partner who will vibe with you on multiple levels. No. We walk around so ready to want to get into fights with other people. Don't you know how fragile your flesh is? You can be powerful in other ways. For those who are former athletes and can't let go, there's a time and place for everything. It's all over. Keep your body in shape. Keep looking good for your age. But realize that you should have accrued enough wisdom to be more powerful on a higher level. That's what this life is all about. To be able to graduate yourself when you see a need, when you see that level coming. A lot of us refuse to acknowledge it, and a lot of us refuse to take that step. We do. Why? And you want to stay on a lower childish level. We need real men in this world, real mature men. Let the children do what children do. Let the immature boys do what immature boys do. But there's no way that you should be 40, 50, 60, 70 years old playing the games that you do as a man. I can get on the sisters, but right now I'm getting on the men. And I can spot that a mile away. I always say I was raised in a very confident fashion by my parents. I don't do pissing contests, never did and never will. But everybody never had that upbringing. Most haven't. I'm not going to say everybody. I'm confident from jump, from young. So I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I'm like the Lamborghini, that fast car, or a Ferrari, that at the red light, I don't have to zoom off to prove that I'm fast. I can park my vehicle, and it looks faster and is faster than most on the road that are flying by. Why do we get into the unnecessary pissing contest, and why do we bring this insecurity into our relationships with our significant other? And our woman has to bear the brunt of us being insecure and drag her into all kinds of drama that's unnecessary because you're insecure. And we don't know how to move on to the next level of maturity. It sure feels good for me to be 62 years old at the time of this video. And I'm laid back. I know what I can do. I know what I've done. I know my talents and my capabilities. I know how powerful I am. This is not ego talk. This is God talk. And we need more men who have that confidence to know the proper roles that they should play at this junction point in their lives, as opposed to some old pissing contest that they want to do to make up for what they feel they don't have. When a woman sees you, she just doesn't see your six pack and your pecs and your muscles. I've had muscles everywhere in my body at one point, and I walked away from that sport. And I realized that it's not just muscles that makes a man. Your ability to support, your ability to protect, your ability to bring wisdom, real wisdom, without the imprint of your insecurity messing everything up. That's what you should strive for. So every time you are brought into a situation, when people know that you have wisdom, they welcome you in because they know that you will heal the situation or begin the healing like a doctor. You will bring calm to chaos. Any man that brings chaos constantly, confusion constantly, gossip constantly, he is incomplete. Like when you open up a box of something that you have to assemble and it's missing a few screws and you can't put it together because you're missing pieces. So many of us men don't know where we stand and where our blip is on the radar screen. And there's a speed limit at different parts of life. Sometimes you go down the straightaway speeding, and when you get off the exit ramp, you have to slow down. When are we going to slow down from the games that we play? These insecure men that look like men, can make a lot of money, talk like men, be physically strong sometimes, but they're scared little boys, inflicting their insecurities and their lack of wisdom on the world and messing up lives, pretending to be something that they're not and pretending to be something that they refuse to work on. You got to work on yourself as a man. There are constant upgrades, just like you have a cell phone or a computer, and there are constant upgrades. Anyway, much love to you all. Hit lancescurvx.com and let's continue to vibe. Peace.